Good morning, Stewart's Chapel. Brother Don Pierson here, and Don Counts, and we're still in the children building, and this is Thursday's devotion, and we're in James chapter 1. We're going to do one verse, James 1, verse 4. Now, I'm aware that you probably have different translations, and this particular word that I'm going to focus in is not in all the translations, and I understand that. But I still think I need to do the devotion this way. So verse 4 of James 1 says, but let, that's the word, the word let, L-E-T, that's not in all translations, but the idea is there. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. And I'm not going to rehearse every time we get together James's audience and what we've talked about. I trust that you're following through in the book of James, and I will do my best to be able to pick up where we are. The book of James primarily deals with two primary subjects, and that is the issue of faith and sin. Now, faith and works, those two conversations go together with the word, but he'll also deal with sin or suffering. Right out of the chute, James wants to deal with faith that is able to be patient, able to be long-suffering. Now, it is easy for me to have a faith that is patient in a good day. It is hard for me to have the faith that is patient in a bad day. In a bad day, we become anxious. We have a tendency to be in a hurry. Because we become anxious and in a hurry, we have a tendency to get more involved. If not careful, we can actually slow the work that God is doing down in order for us to have to endure longer than we want. Though every translation doesn't have the word let, every translation basically communicates the same thing. You need to have a faith that can let God finish the work that He's doing in your life. Now, he had talked earlier about joy and about us knowing. Now, a faith that is informed is much easier at being patient. When I have a faith in God that knows that when I am suffering, that God is doing a work and He is trying to finish a work in my life, then I should be able to endure a little longer. I should be a little bit more patient. I should be able to let. I should be able to let God do what He's trying to do. Primarily, probably when I was a father. But every now and then I will be doing a work or a task with some individual that is convinced that they know what they're doing. Sometimes I'm the one that is in that place and I really don't know what I'm doing. But there's been times when I knew exactly what I was doing, had done it over and over again. But the individual that was with me, well, they had read or they just thought they could do better. Hunting in Colorado is like that. I'll tell you that. I don't know how many people I've taken out to Colorado, and I'll give them all the same spiel, but the ones who usually mess it up for everybody are the ones who they just ignore and do something that, it educates the elk, and the hunt's over. And they'll usually come back, or they'll ask somebody else, well, why did he do that, or why did he tell us not to do that? And usually I'll have to that'll be brought to my attention. I'll have to help them understand that my experience had taught me that in this particular valley, it was better not to do that. You had to take the long route. You had to be more patient, and the elk would come to you. That's not just in elk hunting or anything else. That's in life. My dear children, let faith, let patience have its perfect work. Let God finish what He's doing in your life. You definitely don't want to slow the suffering down. Love you, Stewart's Chapel.